Welcome everybody, welcome back to the Sunday Spotlight. And tonight, we are watching When Buildings Collapse. Teardown is a rather unique sandbox destruction simulator that quickly becomes something else. I won't quite give it away, but anybody that's played more than a few missions in knows what it's really about. The main conceit is it comes up with these sandbox levels, and you're basically charting a path of to hit various objectives in them with completely destructible environments. Any building, any structure, any vehicle can be broken down to its component blocks no matter how big. There is limited terrain deformation. There's not a lot you can do with the very ground, but pretty much anything above it can be completely flattened. It's absolutely fascinating. They do a lot of fun things with the array of tools and the way things come down. Tear them all down. Oh, thanks, Orange. Oh, I appreciate that. That's very generous of you. Welcome to the show. Yeah, exactly. Tear them all down. But yeah, it's a fascinating system. It's not so much realistic as it is hyper-realistic. You'll see what we mean when we mean. You'll see what I mean when we get going. But I want to point out, it's got some pretty nice features in it. It lets you adjust the time you have between objectives. Like there are various alarms that'll go off once you start doing stuff. You can disable it entirely, or you can adjust the time to give you more time or less time. You can adjust the amount of supplies you have, your health. They make it really easy to play on not just harder settings or easier settings, but with certain features on or off. I like difficulty settings like that, where it's not so much how much damage does stuff do, or how hard or easy it is, but what features do you want in your game. It's very robust like that. But anyway, I've reset our campaign progress, so let's get started. Amazingly enough, there is a story here. Kinda, sorta. We ourselves are the protagonists of no name, no gender, seemingly no body. Locale Transit Route 4. But we are an employee of Locale Teardown Services, or Locale, I suppose. You gotta pronounce the umlauts. A family-run demolition service. And this will be our home and base of operations. Got some physics interaction here. I wouldn't say any of this is particularly realistic physics, but it's a good approximation of it. You can see when you throw stuff, everything has a pretty reasonable weight. But also, you can see this wooden box just took out a chunk of... Actually, this might be wood as well. Looks like a turned-over train car. But anyway, yes, our demolition service has seen better days. So let's clear a path inside and see what we got. Okay, yeah, see what I mean? This box just took out a chunk of this concrete, or this brick wall. So we're dealing with a physics system that first and foremost is about having fun. Now, fortunately, damage done to your headquarters, your business, is not carried over. In fact, you'll see little changes as you go from mission to mission as you start turning a profit. These are our starting tools. Our sledgehammer does no damage to brick walls, but can break just about anything else. Well, you can break open glass, wood, smash a lot of things. You will need explosives and other tools for anything bigger. So we've got a spray can. This is frequently used to chart our course through a level. It's mostly for planning purposes, but if you want to like mark a path so you can follow it so you can see at a glance where you need to go. Extinguisher is for putting out fires. This becomes more of an issue as you start throwing explosives around because there will be a lot of wood in the environment and they might inadvertently catch fire. You might only want to destroy some of the environments to get through. Anyway, we need to turn the power on before we can get to our demolition in earnest. Let's just break this tree. Fuck you, tree. Get out of my way. We have no time for trees. This is a place of business. Now we can go inside and check our messages. Now we got the TV on. Now, looks like the demolition sector has hit a bit of a recession, and there's a construction boom going on. It is our job to take this red line and make it go up. The green line will probably also go up based on what we'll be doing. More on that shortly. So yeah, this is our mom, Tracy, also head of sales for Locale Teardown Services. Gas bill just dropped on the floor. Honestly, I'm not sure we can make it through the month. Are you getting any requests? At this point, we pretty much have to accept anything. Be creative. So yeah, we're working for our mom. We're going to try to turn this business around. And so happens, this just came in. Sounds kind of fishy, but we need the money. You up for it? Forwarded message from Gordon Wu. Subject, old building problem. Good evening. My name is Gordon Wu, General Manager at the Evertides Mall. I have a slight problem with an old building that's blocking our plans for a new wing, and I'd like someone to knock it over. I need it gone by tomorrow, and I'd even be willing to pay more than the standard rate for some extra discretion, quick execution, and uncomfortable working hours. Would you be able to take care of it? Yes, sir. So yeah, this brings us to our region map here. We'll be revisiting several locations over time, and as we progress through the campaign, you'll actually see the missions change, both with the season and with the demolition that we're doing. So we're going to destroy this building. We will return to the Evertides Mall later on. The building will be gone, and they'll actually be doing some construction here. Anyway, let's get to it. So, Locale Municipality Folk Museum. The manager of the mall needs this building gone. We need the money. Let's get to it. Now, our hammer can reliably bash through most of the walls since they're wood. The main issue is this... Okay, their tutorial, propane tanks explode when thrown. Thank you very much. The main issue is the chimney here. We can't do anything directly to it with the sledgehammer. So we're going to have to get creative. Which brings us to our friend here, propane. Oop. Now, unlike real propane tanks, these things explode when they're basically so much as struck, shot, or coughed on. And we are going to use them to... actually, I did just save. We're going to use them to start a bit of a fire here. Yeet! Yeah, where'd that go? Here we go. Now, less advertised, but equally important, is the fire propagation physics here. We're just going to let that burn for a minute. And that'll do a lot of our work for us. Meantime... Hey, Rico boy! Welcome to the show. Good to see you. So yeah,
Yay!
Hey, thanks for the follow. Hey, Potato! Welcome to the show. Good to see you. How's it going tonight? We're just starting a fresh campaign for Teardown here, demonstrating how some of the destruction physics work. So yeah, we're taking chunks out of the chimney here. Our little fire is happily working its way through the building. It is... I haven't completely gone through the campaign, so try not to spoil too much. Other than that, this isn't really a story-driven campaign, so don't worry too much about it. Oh, you're playing Teardown yourself? Nice, yeah. It's a really fun game. Like, look at this. Like, these are some weirdly realistic fire propagation effects. And, you know, yeah, obviously, if we're near it, we'll actually start to take health damage. So, yeah, we're just... There's something darkly fascinating about taking something and just watching it burn. Oh man, I haven't even tried the mods yet. I can imagine there's some crazy stuff that goes for new tools, vehicles, levels, and such. It's a very fun system to play with. Like it's like I was saying during the intro, basically anything that stands can be knocked down with enough explosives or supplies. And there's like a fun sandbox mode that you can play around with each map and every tool you have unlocked. So, let's help Mr. Fire out a little. Upgraded fire destruction mod. Oh, man. Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, you can kind of see here what I'm talking about. This building is now half gutted, more than half in fact, but it's still standing. So it's less about accurately representing the physics of a piece of construction, and more about just having a thing that's fun to destroy. Eventually the fire will carve through this building, and it will collapse. But we will need... Yeah, see? the building just kind of fell straight down, and it's still too tall for our purposes. It's, other than the fire slowly consuming it, it's basically intact. And just use your best judgment, Rico. We're all here to just relax and have a good time. Anyway. Another thing you can do, Grand Theft Auto style, you can jack any car or any vehicle that's on the map. So we're going to grab this nearby construction equipment and make our job a little bit more, make our job go a little bit quicker. Hey, Ivory, good to see you. So yeah, mostly we need to knock out that chimney. Hey, Zero, good to see you. Oh, this is structural integrity mod. Yeah, that would actually be fun to play with. Because, yeah, the big thing is it's a lot like... Oh, shit! Okay, okay, demolition is complete, but I died from the fire. So, yeah, you do have to watch your health, as I failed to do. Yeah, the destruction is a lot like Red Faction Guerrilla as its default. And then very often you're going to gut a building and it'll be standing up by like 1 or 2 support struts. Yep, health can go down shockingly quick once stuff starts burning. Unfortunately, we don't have a fire going now. That's alright.
Yay!
Aw, thanks for the follow. Very appreciated. We do have more propane tanks to play with, but it is a little bit more expedient to just grab some construction equipment and charge back and forth through it. Like so. Oh, yeah! God, it's just satisfying to crush stuff. Not exactly the intended use for a bulldozer. But you can't deny the efficiency. They're finally paying me for this. There we go. Now we just need to do something about this pesky roof. Yeah. Fuck you, old house. We have no room for historical preservation in locale. We're all about progress and industry. There we go. Alright, job's done. Now we get the hell out of here. Little outro has kind of a Grand Theft Auto vibe to it. There's kind of a nice funk to some of the tunes. Fuck you, alarm clock. Yeah, exactly. This is basically Unabomber Manifesto, the game. Alright. Hey, we made the news! Check it out! Caretaker and enthusiast Brett Johnson found the building razed when arriving this morning. According to the police, the perpetrators did a quick job. Yeah, goddamn right. In and out in just about 3 minutes. Investigation has been opened. Rock and or roll. Now there's other items of note on here if you want to pay attention to the story. Lee Chemicals Marina move. We'll be paying them a visit before long. Usually you'll get some idea of future places you'll be going to and future people you'll be dealing with. All through the internet, mind. You do not ever interact with people, at least as far as I've been able to tell in the campaign. But we do get other people emailing us for jobs. What a morning. Shouldn't have taken that job. I knew something wasn't right. That building was under cultural heritage protection, and the demolition is now part of a criminal investigation. Miss Turderman is the police just sent me this photo. They must have caught you on a traffic camera heading towards the mall. The very last thing we need right now is an investigation. I tried sweet-talking her, and she thought she could get the case dropped, but asked for a favor in return. I don't know what she wants, but just do it. She'll email you directly. That's the thing. Yeah, it's GTA in the sense that it's crime sandbox, but it's purely for fun and it's purely like self-contained maps for destruction and such. Anyway, just so you know, I don't usually do this, but I'm stuck on a case and feel like we should try something new. So yeah, the cops are on to us now, and in exchange for getting the charges dropped, Miss Teardown here just wants us to do an itty-bitty little favor that isn't strictly legal itself. I've been investigating Lawrence Lee Jr. over tax evasion for months now, but he has so many friends in town that I can't get a warrant. How about you use your skills to borrow the computers over at Lee Chemicals so I can finally access his customer registry and sort this mess out? You do this for me, I'll make sure your little blunder will be forgotten. Well, we don't really have a choice, so let's get to it. Alright, so now we're getting to the meat and potatoes gameplay. This is more what we'll be dealing with for the majority of the game. We have to get these objectives, and once we grab them... Actually, wait, no, we haven't come to the timer yet, but we need to avoid starting fires because that'll trigger an alarm. So all we got to do is break our way into these objectives and get them. But yeah, as we revisit the area, they will layer on additional security obstacles for us to deal with and tailor our destruction around. Now, the objectives are clearly laid out on the map, but it's always a good idea to make a thorough search of an area when you first unlock it. And let's see if we can find one of those goodies, because there are things you can get that are not strictly speaking required, but are very helpful. And it's also a good idea to kind of familiarize yourself with the area while the heat is down, so to speak. I have played through a good chunk of the campaign, yes. I played up through a big part of Part 2, but I did not finish it. So I'm very familiar with these earlier areas. Hey, Fortune! Hey, Branch, good to see you guys. How's it going tonight? Welcome to Teardown. We're here stealing shit. Alright. Now this is an introduction to locked doors and how to deal with them. Because as you can see, this building is solid brick. We cannot simply punch our way through it. So in an instance where we will probably need to use explosions or slightly less subtle methods. Well, it's not really character-driven, per se. There's no real choices to make other than whether you want to partake in side missions. But they do some fun things with the missions you go to, and there's a nice little back and forth between the people that hire you. Because, as far as I've been able to tell, nobody really seems to figure out that you're the one that's doing all the demolition. But they're perfectly content to hire you to do jobs against the people you were just working for. Okay, so yeah, we picked up this painting, 50 Shades of Capitalism, and we just got some money for it. This is the only way, pretty much the only way to actually get cash in this game, and that's how you upgrade your tools. So it's always worth it to search the area, grab any valuables you can, and that's how you'll upgrade stuff back at base. You don't actually get cash rewards for clearing missions, which is a bit odd, but then again, you do, in story, sink the pay for your jobs into upgrading your house, so I guess our demolition expert here doesn't leave anything left over to improve their craft, per se. Yeah, grab then smash, exactly. Alright. So that's the third computer. Just grab this microscope, don't mind if I do. So we've accomplished all our objectives, and we can leave at any time. Just gonna do a quick pass. Maps are actually pretty big, so we've worked our way through the main complex, but you can see also here there's kind of a hydroelectric dam. It's not really part of the facility per se, but we can explore it, and later missions to this map will involve it. So let me see if there's anything this way. Yep. Anything up hereabouts? No. Ah. So yeah, in the early missions, you'll fall into a pretty steady rhythm of get to new area, search it thoroughly for valuables to steal, then start plotting your way through it in the objectives. And I'm not actually sure if visiting the same map again, like if you miss anything the first time, I'm not sure if it's there the second time, because maps will repopulate over time with other valuables, and I'm not sure if that results in old valuables no longer being there, or if it's just that it becomes cumulative. Yeah, it's actually really nice. You can see the results of your destruction from the air, and anything you reposition obviously stays there. They do a really nice job with the various simulated elements of the environment. There are even like little systems like elevators and other machines you can work with. There's like cranes you can get and drive around. And as mentioned, for those just joining us, you basically can grab and drive any vehicle on the map. There's only one escape vehicle, so you'll always have to return to that before the end of the mission. But anything you can see, you can make use of. Hey, Masonator, good to see you. Oop. I thought I smashed something open there. Yeah, this is a really fun game. I like it a lot. I can't get across the lake there, or the river. Yeah, it's just a ton of fun, even in sandbox mode, to just get in there and just destroy stuff for the fun of it, experiment with your tools, figure out how stuff works, get used to the layout. Anyway, let's wrap this mission up. And honestly, there's some real nice effects too. Like, there'll be raining or snowing in some cases, and you'll see snow on the ground, you'll leave footprints as you run around. There'll be a coating of snow and everything. There's good effects when it's raining or windy. I have not, no. So one of the other chatters recommended like a structural integrity mod that I want to look at. Anyway, yes. Hit and run for Lee, son. There's been a break-in at Lee Chemicals. The perpetrator caused property damage and managed to get away with electronic equipment. So yeah. This is all about our latest escapades. CEO Lawrence Lee Jr. says they will upgrade security and should be up and running again soon. So this is a hint that the next mission will actually have alarms to deal with. Customer registry indicates that Lee has worked almost exclusively with a single client recently. The client is only referred to as BT and no further details, so I really have to bother you with one more favor. Oh, trust me, this will not be the last. Yeah, it's this game does a lot right just in its UI and usability and such. I really need to try out some of the mods and such, but even just being able to turn some features on or off and make them more lenient, this is a really fun, really enjoyable game to play, as just in the physical act of play. Oh god, there's a tank mod? Oh man, that's so cool. Or World War II tanks. Anyway, head back to Lee Chemicals, fetch their employee login devices. I should be able to cross-reference their log files with the delivery schedule to figure out where they're moving the product and what BT means. I heard they installed a new security system. Be careful. Alright. Once more onto Lee Chemicals. Alright. Now we have a challenge here. So if we break an alarm box or a wire, it triggers the alarm. The primary targets are all wired up. So we need to chart a path through this level that gets us here, here, and here, and then back to our escape vehicle before the alarms go off. Once we grab one, we have a 60-second timer, and also this front door is locked. So we need to be a bit more creative in how we get in. Yeah, it does feel like the kind of game that is explicitly designed to be easy to modify and add content to. I'd love to see what kind of user-created levels people come up with. Anyway, they didn't quite finish the wall over there, so we can just hop over those rocks. So, you want to look at the path of least resistance when going through a level. So, at some point, in this case, we're basically looking at a straight box setup. The main issue is this path over here requires us to get across the water. So let's see what we're dealing with. Okay, first one is in here. Don't use a bomb when a truck will do. They could buff that out. Oh, they'll let you use mods in the campaign? That's awesome. Grab a bulldozer and drive it through? You can. You absolutely can. Okay, so yeah, first objective is right here. Once we grab that, we'll have to haul ass over to here, and then make our way out. So, we need a hole. Fortunately, propane is an excellent source of holes. Here's what I'm talking about. This, I'm pretty sure, was not here in the last map. So once again, we'll be making a thorough search for valuables before everything goes off. Always save before chucking explosives, because things can happen, things can get in the way, and also the very shape of the propane tank can sometimes make it catch on to stuff you don't mean it to. propane accessories. Exactly. Alright, so we got a handy-dandy little hole here. Just for fun, I'm going to spray paint a line here. Oop. Now, we need a way across this. Alas, I have nothing on hand that can damage that, but we may be able to improvise something. You can probably just throw the building... You can throw the boxes into the water, and I think some of them will float. Out you go. And 1, 2, 3... I don't think I have the upper body strength to hurl this bitch. Nope. We'll need propane. No problem, we got plenty. And 1, 2, 3, and yeet! Now we gotta knock that other one down. Just gonna borrow you for a second. Now, nicely, yeah, your camera will sometimes be outside the building, but they'll outline anything you personally happen to be driving. Oh, the chute, yeah. Well, the main problem is I will have to blast a hole out there, and there's no walkway where that comes out. So that will require additional explosives. However, we need to knock that pipe down anyway. Alright. Yeah, honestly, it's a fun stream game, because there are so many ways to solve problems, and so many creative solutions that involve just destroying stuff. Exactly, yeah, there's a ton of ways to get done what you need to get done. Anyway, there's our nice, easy way across. Now, we are looking for up here. So we'll want to run up here. There's your boy. Then we need to get to the office. The easiest way to do that. Actually, is there something outside we can jump on? There is. Interesting, interesting. Again, it's helpful to know where the explosives are. And here's an example of a little difference between levels. They actually have the stair built here, whereas it was not built previously. So, little things will change, and not just the stuff you're blowing up. They're actively working on the area, and it sort of reflects the passage of time in kind of interesting little ways. Alright, let's clear some of this stuff out of the way. And 1, and 2, and yeet! There we go. Oh! Ah! The perils of explosives. That actually blasted a hole in the floor, and we'll have to watch for that while we're working around. Not a huge problem. Thankfully, it didn't start a fire. Ah, yeah, see, it's not... It's a little dodgy there. Getting that in a time limit is going to be a bit of an issue. Exactly. The only wrong strategies are the ones that aren't fast enough. Eyes gets it. So we'll have to widen the hole a little bit. It might actually be easier to do that from the outside. Now, we got to be careful. We don't want to bring the pipes down. Ah, too high. Do not repeat. Do not feel bad about save scumming. There is no honor in demolition. There is only success or failure within the time limit. Alright, that should do. Okay, I think we can finagle our way out there, but it's a bit finicky. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, our last objective is here. It's in that building. But I believe there's some valuables in here, and of course I fell. Ah, screw it. Let's do this the fast way. Oh, yep. Truck bed's in the way. Can I close that? Damn, I can't close that. Shit. Alright. That's alright. Plenty more propane where that came from. Knock, knock, motherfucker! Yeah, this thing isn't quite as awesome as the hammer from Red Faction Guerrilla, but it is used in a very similar capacity. Okay, there might not be anything else to loot in here. Just being thorough. Don't erase. Attic is off limits for all employees. Well now. That must mean there's stuff up here. Let's take a look. Where's a desk I can borrow? Oh yeah, this game wants you to have fun. It is the kind of game, it doesn't care how you succeed, it only cares that you're enjoying yourself. Okay. Aha! I see you. Alright. Let's just break the ceiling here. Oh, Lee's tax-deductible pension fund worth 400 bucks. Hell yeah. That's the other thing. It is silky smooth, for the most part. Like, when you start really tearing up a level, when you start destroying large structures and vehicles, and there's a lot of particles to render, then it can bring a powerful CPU to heal. But for the most part, it runs very smoothly, and it handles a lot of action on screen at once. It kind of has that vibe to it, yeah. Yeah, I need to play Shipbreaker. That looks awesome. There's a certain zen-ness in simulating a mundane activity or a job, but in kind of dangerous circumstances. Okay, so there's the last one. So here's our path through the level. We'll grab that one, guys. I think it's the furthest away. Run across the canal. Grab that one here. Cross the pipes. Hit the objective here. And then back to our escape vehicle. Yeah, voxels load easy and break easy. Yeah. Oh, we'll blow out your CPU, GPU simultaneously? Oh, okay. Yeah, I can imagine when you're working with a lot of equipment and a lot of effects. I can see that kind of bringing it to a slowing things to a crawl. And honestly, I've had my system. The newest part on my system is probably getting up to about 4 or 5 years old right now. Maybe with the crypto crash, we can finally upgrade video cards again. Wouldn't that be nice? Anyway, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3. It's crime time! See what I'm talking about with the spray? When you're in a rush, it can be handy to have a visual guide saying, go here, dummy. Alright, here we go. I should have knocked this entrance open. That's alright. Should have enough time to get this done. And 3. Alright, now we need to get out of here. Shit! Forgot to knock it opening. This might have screwed me. Alright. Pump those feet, nameless protagonist. There we go. So yeah, I goofed that up a little bit in my haste. I forgot to open a path to the escape vehicle through the main gate, but there was enough time left over to work with. And all that matters is the objectives. This is actually what you're scored on, and that determines how quickly you unlock additional tools. Alright. So yeah, here's our first new tool, the blowtorch. This actually lets us cut through metal. Very valuable if we need to get through windows in a hurry, which is often. So yeah, another smash and grab at Lee Chemicals. Several buildings were damaged. A number of devices from the entry security system were stolen. It is satisfying to get away with a good heist, and there is a degree of there's a degree of enjoyment in finding the most efficient path through a level. Anyway, Mom needs coffee. They turned off the gas. I can't even make proper coffee anymore. We really need to bring in more clients. I'll reach out to Gordon and see if he has something else. I haven't heard back from the police. That thing sorted? Ooh, I think we can. Let's try that out. Anyway, yeah, Mom is coaching us further down a life of crime, like a good role model. So Gordon Wu is now contacting us directly. Thanks for helping me out with that building. The police were snooping around a little, but it seems to have cooled off now, and we can finally start construction. I actually have another job for you. See, I bought this yacht recently, but it's too large for the marina, and the board says there's no space for a new dock. Could you use your demolition skills again and remove one of the timeshare cabins? If the original documentation also disappeared, then ta-da! Like it was never there. Yeah, without coffee, is life really worth living? I submit it's not. Anyway. Damn it, the TV is indestructible. Shit. You know what? You can tell by the size of it. This is like one of those This is like one of those 90s. This is a TV that was probably made sometime in the 90s, and 90s tech is indestructible. Oh god. All right. Well, we'll just have to take our destructive urges out on the marina. Anyway, on to West Point. Alright, make room for Gordon's new yacht at the marina by destroying the outermost cabin. Destroy proof of ownership by dumping safes in the ocean. Curse you, Platinum. Platinum. Alright. So now we have a whole new level to rampage around. Alright. Now once again, we don't have to worry about beating a time limit here. We just need to worry about setting fires, because anything that burns for a while will set off a fire alarm. Even if it's on a structure that doesn't have fire alarms. Like if we set this... Yeah, if we set this on fire, it'll eventually sound the alarm and we'll have to get out of here. But anyway, let us get through the level. The main thing to worry about is over here. That's the cabin that Gordon Wu wants gone. We need to take that safe and dump it in the water. And there's another safe on the far side over here. Yeah, we'll attach the TV to a wrecking ball. We'll use it that way. Now, this is kind of what I'm talking about in the way that levels work and the mechanics that are in there. So we've got these gates that open up for vehicles, interestingly for any vehicle. We've got this drawbridge we can raise and lower. There's all sorts of little doodads that you can work with that further create the impression of a functional environment. While of course it's a little curious that every place you go to is conveniently abandoned, they do a nice job with verisimilitude, creating the impression of an environment that might really exist. Everything here feels purposeful. Let's see. Anything in here? Oop. Hey. Now the trade-off is... Oh, here we go. Got me a cordless drill. Hell yeah. Now the trade-off is that a lot of the systems don't necessarily interconnect in the way you might think. Like the lights on this pipe will stay functional until the pipe itself is destroyed. If you destroy the connections there and there, that light will stay on even if it's got nothing to draw power from. So it's not really simulating systems per se, so much as the appearance of systems, if that makes sense. Like I said, it's not really trying to be realistic in that sense. It's just trying to create an environment that looks like it has a function, and that would be fun to take a bat to. Alright, anything in here? I do not see it. yeah, 0 out of 10. I want to bomb a power plant and watch the whole neighborhood go dark. Hi, FBI. I didn't mean that. That's just part of the show. Please don't black bag me. Anyway, right. There's actually a fun little disclaimer when you start up the game. It's like, this is not realistic. This is meant to be fun. Please, for the love of God, don't actually go blow up buildings and such, or something to that effect. It's a little more written more tongue-in-cheek like. But yeah, they understand the kind of game they're making to the hilts, and it is absolutely perfect at the experience it's trying to create. All right, anything grab-worthy in here? Okay, so there's our safe. Now that's a heavy mother, so we can't easily move it to get it into the water. So we are going to have to improvise. Conveniently, there's a large truck here we can use. Let's see, we'll want to clear that bed out. 90s picture tube TVs were indestructible and primed to explode. My boy for telling us not to fuck with it, you abandoned Jack because it was dangerous. We ignored him, hammered on the glass, broke 2 hammers hitting it, the explosion with the tube in the TV shattered. Oh my god, that's crazy! Yeah, I know the materials in them are actually kind of super hazardous, and like disposing of old old CRT monitors, it takes it takes some special certification or some special conditions. Like they can't just drop it in a landfill. They actually have to be careful where they put those things because of what's inside them. Oh yeah, we should take coffee from Mom. She'd love that. So yeah, we're gonna Italian job this thing. Just need to park our truck underneath. Right, yeah. There's stuff in there that was used in their construction that needs special consideration for disposal. Alright, that's better. Now let us knock a hole. Now, any number of things can happen with the physics when you start destroying stuff, so it's always wise to save before you start bringing stuff down. There we go, that's good enough. 2.5 pounds of lead per unit, holy shit. Alright, now. Yeah, see, this thing wants to fall out the back. So actually, let's just dump it this way. 225, holy shit. There we go. First one down. could finagle that out. But you know what? Let's just take a boat across. Yeah, vehicles will eventually get destroyed, although I've found it's actually impossible to destroy the vehicle frame. It'll be reduced to a state where it's no longer mobile, but the vehicle itself will still exist, and you can even still technically enter it, you just can't do anything with it. It's interesting seeing what you can and can't destroy in this game. Anyway, next safe we have to jump is in here. Gonna take that vacuum cleaner, hell yeah. It's interesting the stuff you can collect. It always seems kind of random. Like, you'll grab a cash register, you know, we grabbed sunglasses earlier, power tools and such. Presumably some stuff you can actually use around the office. But yeah, we can grab this fish, because why not? Alright. So this safe is lighter and we can sort of drag it ourselves, so we just need a big enough hole to get it there. Oh, trust me, there is yacht sinking further in the campaign. In fact, there is a specific side mission, not for this guy, but for destroying a yacht, and it's just kind of a fun side thing you can do. And actually, in the sandbox mode for this level, there is a yacht you can sink or drive, and then sink. Do you, man? It's that kind of game. Alright. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny, because, like I said, during the campaign, you'll get hired by people that are actually competing against each other. And they're hiring you to destroy stuff. And then you go do a mission for the person whose stuff you destroyed, and they want you to get back at the guy who hired you in the first place. And they never seem to figure it out. I don't know how the rest of the campaign plays out, but it's kind of darkly amusing to see them just, like, escalate this increasingly... to escalate this off-the-records conflict that results in their businesses being destroyed. There are only 4 levels of material hardness, from grass, wood, to indestructible. Interesting. Yeah, that actually explains a lot. Grab that fishing gear, don't mind if I do. Oh, hey, Gren. Good to see you. Yeah, it does have that kind of Minecraft feel to it, in the sense that this is something someone has already constructed, and it breaks down and has physical properties along similar lines. And yeah, there's a surprising amount of interior detail. Like, it can be kind of hard to tell what some very small items are, but you can see here we've got like chairs, we've got like a bookshelf with some stuff on it. They do a really nice job simulating the environments you go into and do stuff in and destroy, ultimately. Speaking of which, hell yeah, we got a gun! An antique black powder gun that probably doesn't work, but it's worth some cash. So we're fucking taking it. Oh, it's fully custom. That's interesting. Yeah, I wasn't sure if they'd used like some Unity thing or they'd come up with their own proprietary thing, but for what it's doing, it's pretty robust and pretty impressive. Like, there are sequences later on I don't want to spoil, but actually give the game kind of an action movie feel to it. Like when you're trying to get out and stuff is just kind of blowing up because of environmental effects, like you'll visit an area and there's a storm going on and lightning will actually strike buildings and destroy them in a thoroughly unrealistic fashion, mind, but it creates the impression of an area that is... It creates the impression of a living, destructible environment that you have to quickly navigate before the time runs out. They do some really, really cool things with the campaign. I cannot recommend enough. Anyway. Right. So this is our last objective. We need to sink this cabin. Now, there are any number of ways we could do that. We could trust our friend Fire here, and it will burn the majority of it. But why not keep things simple? We're gonna just swim around, bash out the supports, because this absolutely is how physics work. And down it goes. Almost drowned us there. Oh shit! The wood has jitter cancer. We need to mercy kill it. And we just need to make sure that bad boy sinks. Water has kind of an unclear depth to it. Some stuff will eventually sink under the water when it takes enough damage. Other stuff will appear to hit the bottom. It's not exactly clear how far down it has to go. You can't really... You can dive underwater yourself, but you don't really swim up or down in the usual first-person shooter sense. So we just gotta get this thing under the line here. The goal line. There we go. Yeah, probably would have been simplest to just run a boat into it. Oh. So yeah, the boat was actually bound to the pier. We're just sort of tearing it up as we leave. Why not? Where is our escape vehicle? Oh, it's right there. Yeet! And we're off. Nice and easy. So yeah, this is what I was saying about little details changing. We're actually out here on the roof trying to patch a hole. It's raining out. We can't actually do this. We can't actually do anything with this, but I like kind of, covering it up for now, because we've got an email with a job to do. And when there's inclement weather outside, it actually has kind of a nice ambience to it, because you can kind of hear it just sort of pattering on the glass, and when you're working indoors, it has kind of... Your home base gets kind of comfy, and I really like running around it and seeing what little things change between mission to mission. Anyway, time for our latest tool, a shotgun. The demolitionist's most precious friend in these trying times. So yeah, we don't ever use this in a... So far as I know, we do not use this in a combat scenario. It is just used to put holes in walls, and exactly like a real shotgun, it will put holes in steel, concrete, and basically anything else. But according to the harbor master Jim Daglish, there used to be 5 cabins. We searched through all available records, but no proof of a 5th cabin could be found. So yeah, they're very deliberately taking a breezy tone with the crime you're doing. Nobody ever actually really gets hurt. It's just stuff that happens. It's just having fun doing crime. Anyway, fantastic work at the marina. Looks like it worked because they just cleared a construction permit for the new dock. Another thing came up. There was this classic car auction in the Black River the other day, and one guy just kept overbidding me. Lawrence Lee Jr., that youngster who inherited the chemical plant a few days ago. Absolutely no interest in cars, he's just looking for other ways to rotate his dirty money. It's a Gauss Seidel B-50, the one they used in Seals the Deal 2, and Colonel Wilson's personal Jacoby from Normandy. Lee's about to put those cars on a ship overseas any day now, and they'll be out of the country for good. If that's not criminal, I don't know what is. Can you help me acquire these 2 gems? I'll take good care of them. There are 4 cabins. Oh, man. David Warner, one of a kind. He's in that class of actor that is always kind of quietly been in stuff and always kind of elevated the material he was in. Because, yeah, he's had a ton of VA roles. I first knew of him from his work as John Arenicus from Baldur's Gate 2. But obviously he's been in a ton of stuff. He was a recurring character on like various Star Trek shows. Just a class act all the way, and yeah. Sad to see him go. I think that should be okay for now. We'll save the rest for any other tools. We'll upgrade our blowtorch just a little bit as well. Now, on to the next mission. Oh, I didn't get it yet. I have to accept it. Yeah, he did a great job with that roll. Irenicus, he freaking carried Baldur's Gate 2. And, there's a lot about Baldur's Gate 2 I freaking love, but he was exactly the right villain for that. They did the good thing, the same thing they did in the first game, where they established the threat. Establish the threat early on, give you a reason to take an interest in what's going on. You don't know the full story yet, but you understand that you personally are in danger, and this person has massively outclassed you. Okay, so now everything is wired up. This mission is fairly involved. We basically need to get 3 cars onto this truck. 2 cars, 2 documents, documents and some parts. The tricky one is over here. Conveniently, one of the cars is also right here, but we do need to navigate this environment in a hurry. God, I can still hear him saying that. Just one-of-a-kind voice. Okay, so let's do the easy part first. What we want to do is get the cars as close as possible before triggering the alarms. Yeah, exactly. Or when he's got Immo cornered at Spellhold, and he's like, "Hello, child. You and I have a great deal to do." And it's just very, very understated, but also overtly sinister. Alright. So fortunately, the Jeep is on this cargo ship here. And there's a bit of drift when it comes to navigating boats, so be careful when you start trying to turn them around and navigate in tight quarters. We're going to navigate this guy close to that there crane. Because I've tried this a few times, the timer gets pretty tight if you want to drive the vehicle straight there. What I like to do is navigate the whole unit, because the alarm is part of the cargo container, and transfer that onto land. Yeah, the Baldur's Gate games they're great games for people who aren't terribly experienced with D&D. Like, you'll want to know some basics just for how character building works and such. Oops, sorry there. But you don't need to know a whole lot about the setting to get into them. They're very well done. They're very good primers for the setting. Now, can I reach you with the crane? I don't know if I can. Oh yeah, when he breaks out of Spellhold and just starts slaughtering the guards. That whole "I cannot be caged." It's just that firm, hostile indignance that he's had to put up a charade as long as he has. I forget, did Baldur's Gate 3 ever leave early access? Because I wanted to set up a multiplayer at some point with you guys, because I know that was a ton of fun with Divinity Original Sin. Still in early access, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I can imagine there's a lot of work still actively ongoing. Oh god, the box full of oil. I still have the screenshot of that. That was awesome. God, say what you will about Divinity Original Sin 2, but it was just so much fun to have so many field effects going at once and just have the entire room filled with poison, or fire, or cursed water, or water that's been electrocuted, or cursed mist. There's so many fun ways you could combine it. Alright, still not quite close enough. Okay, so we need to dangle the crane close enough to there. There we go. Now, fortunately, the crane is magnetic, and it will attach itself to just about anything. Just need to kind of slowly and carefully pull this closer until we can grab it on the more reliable anchor point right up top. There we go. Oopsie daisy. Ooh. Easy does it. Don't break the alarm. It's alright. It's just a little dented. It's still good. It's still good. Just take it slow. Easy does it. Nothing is fucked, dude. Nothing is fucked. Alright. Now, we can't just bring it onto the escape circle, because the second we do, it'll break the connection and the alarm will sound. So, we will leave that right there. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now we need to get the other car over. Right, the mobility. The way your characters could all jump around and teleport, and there were like ledges you could get to, and that game encouraged you to think outside the box and to approach encounters carefully as kind of a combat puzzle. Like, what ways can I even the odds here? How can I deny the enemy access to my squishier party members and control the battlefield? Sorry, just spilled a little tea there. Right, so I believe the other car is also on here. Yes. Conveniently, it's on this guy here. So, just gonna take that over here. I could take the car and, you know, grab the parts here, and then drive that to the escape vehicle. But the muscle car doesn't handle that well in tight quarters, so it's actually kind of a good idea to bring it all the way over and grab something a little more reliable. And actually, there's a different strategy I'll be using. I'll basically be taking a boat and getting it across the bay there. Oh yeah, Fane was great. I don't see how you play that game and not have, first off, not have a skeleton party member, but also not grab Fane if you're not having a party of complete pre-made PCs. Alright, so now all we need to do is roll that car into there. So, what we're going to do is we'll start here, grab a boat, drive it across there, get that, then hop in a car, head over here, roll those cars onto the truck, and do all that in the span of about a minute. So, let's go check out the documents this way. He's on Fort Joy. I forget exactly where. Right, you have the choice of any pre-mades. I had thought they were all accessible there. That's the thing, yeah. You gotta get used to using poison to heal in place of actual healing. It is kind of neat that for the undead, they have the effects completely flipped. Like, the game does a lot of neat things. And, you know, I wasn't too familiar with Divinity as a setting. I actually played the second game before the first. Okay, so we sail across. So here's what we're going to do. We'll put you on the floor. Actually, can we let you dangle? We can! Excellent. Sometimes something will be heavy enough that it'll break the connection as it drops. Other times you can leave that in an accessible location for you to pick up. As Iron Man playthroughs for many chiefs, 2-man, Lizard Prince, and Fane. Got the final fight. Lizard up top is an archer raining hell. Fane killing shit. Dark shows up. I break my agreement with him. He kills Fane, who had all my healing items, all my Make More Phoenix idol items, everything. Had to finish it as Dragon Prince solo. Holy shit. Now that's a fucking Iron Man run. Alright, there's a toolbox. Yeah, some of the sound effects aren't terribly convincing, but man, I love this shotgun sound. It's just, it's got some nice beef to it. Okay. Mr. Amontide's visit, Lee's birthday, other topics. Amontides is a name that comes up again throughout the campaign. It's much further down, but they do drop little hints throughout the level, and they're actually little snide remarks by the player about certain items. Like you'll Thanks, Zero. Very on brand. But yeah, you'll find a big explosive weapon just unguarded at one point, and he'll make a comment like, they shouldn't have left this lying around. Anyway, it's crime time! Yeet. Gotcha. The power of crime. Hey, Octal, good to see you. Oh yeah, this is a ton of fun. Shit. Ah, fuck. I think I screwed myself here. Ah, not enough time. Ah. Part of the problem is the Jeep's facing backwards, so I don't have as much time to mess around as I do. Yeah, Austin powers myself, exactly. That's alright. That almost worked. But yeah, like I said, there's a nice action movie feel to trying to beat the clock. And just having to navigate this environment that you might have to destroy chunks of to be quick about it. And that might actually be on fire or exploding. And off we go. Yeah, yeah!
Hey! Hey! Oh!
Aw, thank you, Zero. Alright. Let us see. We'll do one more mission, because I think the next one... luck has not been on my side recently, since Lawrence Lee Jr., who had bought the cars at an auction just a few days ago. You should always eat the pizza. Eat the pizza, Octal. Go for it. Anyway, Lawrence Lee Jr. is now contacting us. Not really demolition, but you don't know me, but I've had a series of break-ins recently. In the last one, I lost 2 very rare classic cars, and guess what? I know who did it. Gordon Wu, that absolute prick, is now bragging to everyone at the club about his 2 new favorite possessions. Excuse me. The break-ins caused me a lot of property damage, and I'd like... Aw, thanks, Fortune. Very generous of you. I appreciate it. The break-ins caused me a lot of property damage, and I'd like to let Gordon taste some of his own medicine. Since you're in the demolition industry, I thought, well, I don't know if you do this sort of work, but let me know if it sounds interesting. I've been up all night digging through the login devices and managed to find a connection to the West Point Marina. I haven't been able to figure out more on BT, but Lee has a warehouse in West Point. I guess whatever fishy business he's up to, the marina is not the final destination. I was thinking the boat GPS devices can give me an idea where he's moving the product, especially if I could compare the recent destination to the shipping log. Can you get them for me? Yeah, it's difficult to fill the void inside, but we do what we can. Food at least helps, let's put it that way. Anyway, so yeah, now we're going to go to Gordon Wu's swank estate, and we're going to go fuck up some of his cars. Granted, on behalf of the guy we were just working against, but whatever. Every client is one paycheck away from being a target, and every target is one paycheck away, is one missed payment away from being a client. Or however that works. So yeah, I kind of like the look and feel of this level. Like, you go here at night, it's raining, it's kind of... There's a kind of a somber tone in the background as you run around this big, expensive mansion planning stuff. Lost passport, thank you. And stealing stuff, of course. Yeah, be courteous, be professional, have a plan to kill everyone you meet. Exactly. Oh yeah, so you can open every one of these, and some of them I think will have stuff in them. We won't be making an exhaustive search. But the main thing we're here for is dunking a whole bunch of cars into water. A high-speed turn at the end. Yeah, getting out of here is a pain in the ass, because you're always parked either here at the top end or here, and everything you need is here in the meat of the level. But in this case, it's not too bad. There's a couple things we can do here to sort of make our life easier. But the second we start dumping cars in the water, we're going to have to be very, very quick about it. So yeah, you can see here Gordon Woo's got an absolutely lavish estate. He's got 2 private elevators. He's got a private theater. All sorts of stuff we can steal. He has a racetrack. Yeah, he's got his own car display. Like, look at this shit. Yeah, he's got his own theater. He's got a popcorn machine. Ultimate Collection of Movie One-Liners by Garth Pickett. Yeah, he's a racetrack in his backyard. Fucking eat the rich, man. Let's see. Anything else I can grab here? And he doesn't even clean up after himself. Asshole probably expects the maid to do it. Assuming he has one, I imagine he would. But at least he pays well. But not well enough to keep from sabotaging him right back. Well, you know, you gotta season the meat properly first. There is preparation involved. Yeah, he's got his nice guest house here. We're gonna grab his food processor. Because why not? Like, you'd think if you're just going for pure monetary value, it'd make more sense to grab, like, designer clothes or something. But no, we're grabbing power tools. Okay, there's one of the vehicles. Now, fortunately, that's right near the ocean. So, this is a pretty straightforward path. We will take you... Just throw that right off there. Let's get this tree out of the way. Fuck you, nature. Giving us all this hot weather. That's totally not man-made climate change. You're gonna get yours. We're gonna introduce nuclear winter. Then you'll see how you like it. Yeah! Alright. That should be enough less obstacle to get through. The leaves of the tree won't provide a substantial blockage. We just need enough of a clear path to get through. Snowpiercer, let's go. Okay, so that's one car. I'll run it Nathan Explosion style. People need more money. We'll just print money. Why not? We can just make more. Just cause runaway inflation. Anyway, this we can just dump in the water like so without triggering the alarm. There we go. Now the rest is all up here, and we'll need to be quicker on the trigger about that. Anything I can grab in here? I don't think there is. Oh, God. I miss Metalocalypse so much. Like, especially recently, I do think about, like, the episode where Nathan Explosion becomes governor of Florida, and, you know, they absolutely wreck the state. And at the very end, there's, like, barely any people alive. One of them just says, "Best fucking governor this state ever had!" And then he just gets shot in the head by another guy. And it just... I used to think that was satire, and now I don't know anymore. Right, so that one... Oh god, Dr. Roxo. I love how Murderface was absolutely traumatized that one episode where Pickles brought him over. I woke up with a clown's hand in my pants. That's what I did today. Oh, man. That's fun. Yeah, it's not just the clown makeup, obviously. It's the attitude. They gotta get that, like, David Lee Roth but a clown persona down pat. Okay, so... we can squeeze one, I think 2 cars in that little pool there. The rest are going to be trickier. I think we can get you hereabouts. Oop. Let's just plow through the gardening here. That's great. Okay, so we need to get these 2 into the ocean. Or the sea, I guess, wherever we are. Let's just make a hole, why not? Nice 0. What's funny is, a lot of these mechanics will still work even if they're decoupled from the system. Like, if you take the door off, it will still, like, open when a car drives by, even if it's just, like, lying on the ground. It's really weird. Okay, we need to make a hole. This'll do. Perfect. Move this van out of the way. One thing I found odd is you can actually unlock a leaf blower, and that'll, like, blow debris out of the way. And, you know, you can supercharge it with upgrades that'll, like, let it blow, like, concrete and steel debris out. But it's one of the last tools you get. I'm a little surprised they don't give that to you earlier. Oh yeah, this shotgun means business. This is basically the Doom shotgun on its off time. This is what it does when it's not killing demons. Okay, yeah, so we'll take that up here. Dump you into the ocean. Now here's where it gets tricky, because we'll be getting rid of cars. We will need replacement cars to get us to the next car to dispose of. So, I'm gonna park you here. Yeah, you can see here we actually broke the wall. The gate still opens. Alright, so... actually, wait. No, we'll want to grab that one. We'll want to grab the one in the garage first, because that's further away. So let's aim you here. Haven't yet decided on the exact order of operations here, but we will work that out. Okay. Oh, I remember this one. This car has no wheels. So actually, we will need... Is there a forklift in here? There is not, but there is a dump truck. So actually, this saves us some time as well. We just need to actually grab it. Yeah, see, now the gate's kind of in our way there. Yeah, we've broken the gate, and it's actively pushing itself into our way. That is one very determined gate. You'll note that we have no presence. The cabin appears to be unoccupied. It's a ghost truck. Ghost truck is gonna steal some shit. Alright. Alright, let's park you underneath. Now we just need to brake the lift. Actually, I think it might brake on its own if we try to drive out. Surprisingly not a flawless victory for the truck. Yeah, stuff around here, it's surprising what you can get the game to damage each other. It's surprising how much damage you can do with materials that by all rights should not be able to damage things. Oh shit. No, we need to raise the headroom here. There we go. Oh, shit. I got in the vehicle. See what I mean? This is not drivable because it has no wheels, but you can still get into it. There is... Shit. Ammo is limited, but... it is nonetheless very beefy, and you can get a ton of ammo for it. More than you would realistically need in most cases. Alright, let's see if we can just nudge this thing into the water. Ah, shit. Not with a van. But we can with the bulldozer. I call out to the beasts in the water. Come join us. This night is yours. For one day, we will all go into the water. No, not yet. It is still drivable, to an extent. Oh shit, I hope I didn't clip that into the ground. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. We have completely destroyed the vehicle. Actually, can I just pick this up and haul it? I can. Oh, man. Realistic destruction physics. Tactical demolition action. Now, right. So yeah, we'll take that into the water. Actually, better idea. Grab that into there, that into there. Yes, I think this might work. So new plan, this will be our means of getting to the escape vehicle once we have ditched the last one. So that sports car there will be our last target. Don't mess around with the demolition man. Yeah, they don't really comment on any of the non-plot destruction you do. They just mention that there were various damage done. Like, you can actually take out the entire support strut for this, like, for his bedroom, bring that down to the ground level. And, you know, they don't really comment on it, but it is a fun thing you can do. Okay, so we are going to need a vehicle here. So, we'll start there, dump that off into the water. Pretty much. Anything on the map you can grab and drive. Whether it's a vehicle, construction vehicle, if it's got wheels and a motor, you can use it. And yeah, for the same reason, it's why you never actually run into anybody on these maps. There are other hazards you run across that complicate things that I won't spoil, but so far as I know, you're basically the only living person running around these things. Okay, so I think I've got the plan here. Take that out, take this car over to this car, drop that in the pool, right over to this one real quick, drop that in there. Actually, we'll save that car to drive into here. Yeah, we'll run over here, grab that, drop that in the pool, grab that car, drive that over here, drive that to the water, hop in, over to the getaway. Somehow we do this in 60 seconds or less. Alright, we need to move the truck slightly out of the way. Yeah, we basically have the keys for everything. Everything except doors. Alright. I think we're ready to give this crazy hodgepodge setup a try. Exactly. She's never gonna come back down. Alright. One, two, three. It's crime time! Ah, shit. That's gonna cost me. Well, let's see what kind of time we have to play with. They don't need to be completely submerged, you just gotta give them a bath. Can we fit two in here? Yes! Ah, not enough time. Ah. That cost me. So a couple mistakes, but this is very doable. We'll want to clear the debris on the escape route, and we need a clearer path on the hedge maze, or the hedge here. Or I just need to drive straight down the brick path. Brick path, that could work. Unfortunately, the alarms are a little bit fickle. The second you detach them from the main structure they're attached to, they do go off. So there are circumstances where you can pull the device it's attached to. Sometimes they specifically do that. But yeah, if the alarm is mounted to a wall or a pillar, generally speaking, you can't do anything with it without setting the alarm off. Like here, if we do this... That by itself won't set it off, but the second we do this, alarm goes off. Actually, let's move you onto some dry ground here. Mulch some of the road here, so we've got room for some of the hedge there. Fuck you, greenery. You're allied with nature. You can't be trusted. Alright. Once more. It's crime time! Oh, we get caught up on debris. Shit. Oh, phooey. Alright, we need to do a real thorough job sweeping the area out. See, this is where the leaf blower would come in handy. Get stuff out of the way. Rather than put it in the nearest available water... we drive it out this way. I think I sees where I'm going with this. Yep. Yes! The power of crime compels you! I shouldn't, but why not? Whoopah! Oh god, that's satisfying. Some of the toys they let you play with have very little practical purpose for a licensed demolitions expert, but are just fun as hell. And that's this game in a nutshell. It's not too worried about being realistic, it just wants you to have a good time. One more time. It's crime time! Oh, come on. Are you kidding me, man? Fuck. That was just bad luck there. We're gonna get this, though. Ah, bollocks. The more you play this, the more you see the little things you do that can shave off time here. And you can tell the difference between when you're almost there and you just need a few tweaks and when you need to rethink your entire approach. Really appreciate the drum solo as the time winds down. It's very heist-filmy. Here we go. This might do it. Shit! Ah! I went with the car. God damn. That red car is my bane. Yeah, it does kind of... Oh, what the fuck? Are you serious? I teleported to the fucking roof. Fucking physics, man. What the shit? Ooh, we almost had it. Actually, I could probably park another car there and run that there. Yeah. Really? Yeah, it was resting on the other car. That's the danger of trying to squeeze two of them into the pool. Again! Okay, obviously, crashing through there and exiting the door too quickly puts me in the door frame, and that jams me up on the roof. This'll be a fun montage to put together. Ay, ay, ay. Come on, baby, we're seconds away from finishing this. It's getting late. There's almost certainly a better way to do this. But damn it, I'm too old to change. You try to lead a life, but the life doesn't leave you, you know what I mean? Exactly, yeah. I'll have to do a retry counter. Hey, Slayer. Very well timed. Good to see you. Get in the damn pool. There we go. Let's do this. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We can do this. Ooh, yeah! 1.5 seconds to spare. Oh. Sometimes it's like that. I've had runs where I had literally had a tenth of a second left, and that was what I needed. Oh, asking a girl to be your Kim Kitsuragi didn't work? That's a shame. Well, you'll know the one when she says yes. Alright. Now, because we were so thorough in getting our optional objectives, we have us 2 tools. Planks, which lets us build ramps for quickly getting around, and we can attach stuff to them. And build structures so we can quickly get around complex environments. And pipe bombs! Because this is totally legitimate demolition stuff, and not something not evidence that we should be writing our own manifesto. But yeah, we'll call it there. Obviously, it's running it's running a fair bit longer than I intended, but that's okay. This is a really fun game. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I really do recommend this. Oh, God, up to 86. That's a shame. Oh, man. Good to see you, Kirby. We're just about to call it a night. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Teardown is super, super fun. I'm going to have to try some of these mods that were recommended. Thank you, new follows, for the recommendations. And yeah, next Saturday, or this coming Saturday, we'll be back to the Silver Case. Not sure what I'll be doing for the following Sunday, but actually might be... Oh, that's right. It might be time for some Serenity. More on that later. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a good night, and see you next time.